Alright, what's up YouTube? This is my scary stalker story. I had to run out to make some magic happen today. And, I really didn't want to, of course. And, on my way back, I caught the bus. Some man got on the bus like halfway in between. I didn't think anything of it, because I didn't think anything of it, but this guy kept turning around and looking at me. And, I was like, you know, it was annoying to me, but people do that from time to time, and I don't know if they're looking at me because I look different to them, look weird to them, or for some odd reason maybe they actually, I don't think they like what they see, but I think I just look different or weird to them, and so they're looking. So he kept looking over his shoulder, and it wasn't a lot of people on the bus. It was me sitting in one corner. It was another lady asleep, looked like she got off work on the other side. There was another man that got off work sitting in the front of where the back seats begin. And then that guy that kept turning around and looking at me. I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, he's just looking, not a big problem. So eventually, after the ride has been going on a long time, he comes back and sits like a couple seats from me, like in the back. And he says, "Can I use your phone? My phone is dead. Can I use your phone?" And I'm like, I was like, no, my phone, and I was honest, my phone doesn't work. I don't have a phone that works. My phone doesn't work. I just use it to listen to music. And he didn't say anything. And normally, when a person asks one person to use their phone and they say no, they immediately ask the next person. But he did not do that. He just sat there, and so it was just really odd to me, and I just felt odd. So I just gathered my things and I got up and I walked like to a seat in the middle of the bus, but then I was like, I still felt uncomfortable, so I walked all the way up to the front and sat behind the bus driver. And then next thing I know, you know, he comes up to where I am again, and he's like, my phone really doesn't work. Can I use your phone? And I'm just like, look, at that point I'm pissed off. I'm like, look, I told you my phone does not work. I just use it to listen to music. I said, did you try asking everybody else on the bus? Did you try asking the bus driver? So the bus driver, over his conversation, I think she notices that I had moved from the back all the way up to the front. And she's like, what's the problem? And he was just like, my phone's dead, I need to use the phone. And she was like, oh, I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. And he was like, oh, it's okay. And I gathered my stuff and I moved all the way to the back again. And now he knows he's on the alert because the bus driver saw what was going on. And so I moved to the back again. Everything seemed to be okay. He's not even looking my way, which is great. But next thing I know, another guy gets on the bus, and it's like, I guess he thought about it. He goes over to that guy and asks him. He didn't ask nobody else to use the phone, but he asked him. As he's asking him, he's turning around to keep staring me down, and I'm looking at him like, what in the world? So he's like, I have to use the phone, and then I don't even think he really dialed the number, but he was just like, oh, the phone's not on. He didn't dial the number, and then I just got this real creepy feeling, and something was telling me I need to get off of the bus. And so I was like, okay, I'll get off at Mardi Gras, but I was like, that street is dark down there, and for me to be walking with this stuff, on that street, I'm just a sitting target because if I catch the bus back, I'm gonna have to walk a while or be in the dark. So I was like, okay, I can get off at Hollandale because I don't want this man to be trapped, have me trapped nowhere. So I was like at least there'll be other people at the bus stop. But the part of where it connects with the bus I was on, there's hardly nobody at that bus stop. It's not like the main one. And so I was thinking the other guys that got off the bus with me, because when I got off the bus, I was scared because I was like, I know that as soon as I get off the bus, that guy's either going to try to get off the bus with me or he's going to wait till the next stop and get off. Okay? And so when I got off the bus, there was this tall black man behind me. And I didn't know what it was. At first, I thought it was that other guy that just jumped off the bus at the last minute. So I turned real fast. And I think he could tell by the way that I turned around that I was scared. You know what I'm saying? So then, I went to the bus stop, and I was hoping the guy would be coming to the bus stop to wait for a transfer bus too, but he wasn't. And the other guy I was hoping would wait, but didn't either. He just kept walking. And so I'm figuring either he knew something was wrong and he didn't want to be a part of it, or and the other black guy, he legitimately was just going home and he lived across the street. So that's where he was going. And so I was watching the bus and I was like, okay, is this bus gonna like stop? I was watching, and lo and behold, I was like, that guy is stopping at the next stop because I saw the signal lights come on. And I was like, okay, well maybe that's where the bus lays over and waits sometimes. And so I was thinking everything okay. I'm sitting there, but I noticed the black guy that went across the street. Um, It looked like he was going home at first, and I think he noticed that I was scared, so he stopped, you know, because like he noticed something was going on, and then he walked over to where the railroad tracks was and just stood there for a minute. And what I think was happening was he saw the other guy watching me, and at this point, like I said, I don't see him, but I know the bus had stopped, so I knew, I had a feeling that he got off, you know. And if I had went all the way around the other side, he would have waited again to get off the same bus stop that I got off of. So, you know, the black guy was standing there, he didn't know what to do, you know. Part of me wanted to tell him, you know, come over here and wait with me until the bus comes, you know what I'm saying? But then I was like, I don't know this guy either, so I don't know what's gonna happen. So then I'm sitting there for a while, and I guess the guy had been watching me, and then I guess the black guy was like, okay, everything must be okay. Next thing I know, here comes that guy walking across the street towards me. I take off and start basically running to like the nearest restaurant, and you know, I go in and I tell him, I say, look, you know, I don't know how to say this, but you know, there's this guy that's following me, blah blah blah, you know. I didn't even know how to say that because that just sounds crazy. But I was just like, yo, I was on the bus. This guy asked me to use the phone, and you know, I'm kind of suspicious about it because then I moved. He moved. He didn't ask anybody else, and I got the feeling that he was gonna get off the next stop after I got off, and blah blah blah. And I think I didn't realize it because I was talking to a female, but there was a guy back there that immediately as I started talking, he stopped everything he was doing and came up to the front. And then I was just like, oh, you know, I was looking for him, and I was like, oh, I don't see him now. He's gone. And then the girl was like, is that him over there in a white shirt? Lo and behold, standing across the street in a closed church, like ducking behind a column, there was this guy, you know, and lo and behold, he had a white shirt on. But I was like, no, the dude, he looked like a white dude to me. And I was like, no, the dude that was following me, he has on a gray shirt and he's light skinned black. And I couldn't really see it. I was like, okay. She was like, no, that's him, you know. And I was like, oh gosh. She was like, he's watching you, you know. And I didn't even notice it if she hadn't have said it. And that's the second time somebody said that somebody was watching me. The first time was during the legal situation, you know. And I think people are, you know, they're always watching, whatever. But somebody else was like, oh, they're watching you, you know. And it was like I was in a court, like in the court lobby or something, and this black lady, I guess that knew me just from the neighborhood, you know, she was with her husband, and she didn't look at me. I guess she didn't want them to know that she was talking to me. She was looking at us. She was like, you know, they're watching you, and that's the first thing that you know what I'm saying? If I had thought that, that would have been paranoid. But for somebody else to come and tell me that, and I have people come and tell me things all the time, but and I don't be paying attention because I'm enjoying my life so much. I don't even really be paying attention to that. I really don't care too much because I don't have anything to hide, which again is a fallacy because I didn't commit a crime, you know, when I was falsely accused and convicted. But that doesn't mean that um, nothing's gonna happen, you know. Just like I don't know, but you gotta live your life. You can't be scared. But so anyhow, what ended up happening was, you know, she was like, yeah, that's him standing across the street. And I couldn't really see, you know, I'm getting older, my eyes going bad. But I knew that I saw a bright shirt. And I was like, no, that's not him. That looks like a white guy. So next thing I know, as I'm talking to her, the other guy that works in the store, he comes out and he's standing there to watch and see what was going on. He was on the phone to somebody. I don't know who he was on the phone to. Maybe he was just calling the police. I don't know who he was talking to. But I saw a bus and I was like, oh, there's a bus. I was going to run. I grabbed all my stuff and was going to run and jump on it. My stuff fell. And I'm like, oh, my God. And then he was just like, do you want me to give you a ride home? And he was like, I don't have a car, but I can ask her. He's talking about the girl that he works with. If I can use her car to take you home, I know exactly where you live at. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much I got stalked. Have you ever been stalked before? And the thing is, you know, to be honest with you, as we were driving past, you know, I'm looking at everybody, you know, trying to see the guy. But in reality, you know, he could be working in twos or whatever like that. But it was the other girl that actually caught on and was just like, yo, he's right there, you know. And the guy came out the store and saw him, you know. I'm like, wow. But so have you ever been stalked before? And the thing about it that trips me out, how you stalk somebody on a bus? You know what I'm saying? It takes you like hours to get from one place to the other, and it's not like unless they already got this thing where you could tell the future going on and he's like some kind of creative creature or something, but it's not like anybody knew where I was going or where I was headed to because I didn't know where the hell I was going. You know what I'm saying? So that was just the creepiest, weirdest thing. So let me know if you ever been stalked before. Have you ever had a situation like that? Were you rescued? I would really like to hear your stories. So let me know. Thanks. Bye.